Hello, here's another game on Foxxy that looked very hopeful for white, but in the end black won by resignation. Black was about 10 to 15 points ahead at this stage, so there was nothing to do, then just resign. Let's have a quick look. So we have a position with a diagonal Fuseki. Obviously this will be a more fighting game from the start. Black attacks right away, white defense very calm. And black already plays the first questionable move of the game. This attach is a little bit too aggressive. Normally if black wants to play something on the left side, should be a 2-space jump at c8. Sometimes a Keima d7, which prevents being pressed down at d6. Or simply play something with his top left San, create a Shimari like this or like this. Or go all the way to the top right and attack p17, p16. So Tenuki it's absolutely fine, but going for a Tsuke at e5 doesn't feel so great. But somehow black got away with this overplay. Normally here white has to hane. White doesn't have to be afraid of cut. If black cuts here, white will push through and then will punish the c5 stone. So black's only option after the Tsuke is to go ahead at e6. Now in this case, white will play a kick in the corner. This exchange is generally good. It makes a little gain in the lower left corner for a base and then push along, because this push will prevent the cut at f4. Of course white can just protect the cut by playing g4 or maybe Keima h4 or even something like h3 or g3. But in this case black will extend once to get stronger on the left side, then make a Shimari like this or some further extension to use the wall and set up the moyo. So white can consider pushing up again, then play a Nobi to create cutting points, and now white is already protected against the f4 cut, and here white can put pressure in the top left. So black is already kind of punished because white took control in the center in Sente and just plays a big point right away. Therefore white should consider the hane at f5 instead of one space jump. Now black plays an attach, which is also a pretty questionable move. Black should go Nobi, which creates cutting points, and therefore white will protect either h3 or j3, and now black has time to extend on the left side. So this way black will get away with his overplay. But playing the attach, this leaves cutting points, so very good for white to play the wedge and then connect. Now white has black has several cuts to protect, therefore black defends here and white goes on the left side. Now I can play one Atari here. It's obviously going to be a Sente move because black is not going to allow a Ponuki. This is a powerful move. So this Atari, black will most likely protect and then enter the left side. Now on the left side, white can choose c11, c12, because when black attacks from the corner, after white plays a 2-space jump for a base, the wall will be pretty much meaningless. So if black attacks from the wall like c9 and white approaches the corner, this is also a very comfortable way to make a base, because now black will defend the top left corner and white has Sente to play other big points such as Shimari in the top right, Atari here once, even a kick can be played earlier. This will give a lot of potential on the bottom side, then approach this corner to expand the bottom moyo or make a Shimari in the top right and proceed normally. Okay, so back to this. Nothing wrong to play a move like d14, because in general black will defend, let's say, f17 or f16, and then white extends on the left side. But in this case black wants to make use of his wall, so black can think about the pincer like d11. What black did was Nobi, which is good because white was supposed to take this Atari earlier, and this Nobi is trying to surround the corner. But even if the corner is surrounded, it's not such a big deal. Now locally white can play j3 and it's fine, but it feels like a little gain for black to play h5 Nobi to push and to force white defender j3, and after this black can think of a pincer. So probably white will ignore and just put pressure in the top, which happened. This is a good move to consider, or Keima or Geima to surround the corner, or again some middle side extension to take away black's nice extension from the wall. So white puts pressure here, black comes out, and white extends. Usually when black plays this nobi, white should play a one space jump to get ahead and create a sabaki, a very light formation. Black takes the key point here, then white makes an extension towards the middle to prevent the cuts. Black comes out to make sure white doesn't block the top side and go for a moyo, and now white extends to the middle of the side. So this is a better variation locally. Now back to the original game. So white extends right away, black turns, white hane. This hane is actually pretty big, but white can play a kick at c4, black goes down, and then just leave the position like this. So if white plays, for example, this one or attacks the right side, even if black gets to play h3, white can easily leave in the corner like this. Now if black jumps in the corner this way, white can play h3 and descend, and it's enough space to make two eyes on the bottom side. So white played the hane, black obviously blocks, and white connects solid. But here, white should go down, because this way, white has more space for eyes on the bottom, and going down, this also creates a follow-up. So if black blocks like this, white kicks, black goes down, white can play away, and the group is already safe in the corner. But if black doesn't block at j2, let's say black plays r6 to make sure white doesn't approach on the right side. Now, of course, white can simply turn here and push again in cente, but white also has the option to play the clamp, because now if black connects here, white will link under, and already white enters the bottom side. If black goes down, white can also go down at k2, and if black separates, this is a collapse, because white can cut and the ladders are not working, so black stones are captured, therefore white connects. And in this case, black is forced to connect j4, and white links under, and again, white enters the bottom side. So when black comes in the corner, white extends like this. If black plays something around here, white doesn't have to do anything. Maybe go up and threaten the cut at g6, or just play a big point. So good to remember, the way to defend here is not to go back at g3, but to go down h2, expand the eye space, g3 becomes a territory point, and you have nice follow-up at k3 clamp. So this was a little bit submissive, and normally black is supposed to play k4 or descend j2. Otherwise, for white it's really urgent and big to play j2 hane and get under. So approach the right side, but if white plays here first and pushes along, then black no or jump. Now approach the right side and extend back here, so black will build less on the bottom side. Anyway, black is busy to capture that stone, and white does well to tenuki, but here it's actually big to go down, because this position it's always ideal. You have two stones and the extension 3 across. So double approach, that's fine too, because on the left side, even if black plays, for example, this hane, white can double hane or atari, atari, and then extend again. So the shape on the left side is quite light. Therefore, double approach was fine. Hane, that's good. Nobi, and push again in the corner. And one more time. But in this case, it's really big to come underneath at j2. Just a couple of times to expand the bottom side, reduce the moyo, and then when white pushes here, it's a very difficult choice for black, because when black blocks, white can also connect underneath. So when black connects like this shape is terrible, and white can push again and even cut. So white pushes from behind, but actually j2, it's a much better way to reduce the bottom area. Then this extension at q13 gives a lot of potential on the right side, but it's still more interesting to play o17. Even if black comes inside, when white plays a move to attack, white will build enough territory and black is on the run. So no matter what black plays here, let's say we have something like this, or a bump to prevent the sun invasion, black comes out, white jumps, black jumps out, and white extends. So black damages a few points in this area, but white transfers all the power into the top and builds like 30 points up there. So with this move, white leaves a lot of space in the top, so for black it's easy to approach here and then extend back and now control the top area. Black went down. This was a pretty big move, especially that white could hane here anytime in cente. White defends the corner, that's good. Black blocks, and white pulls back. This pullback is not necessary, white has enough space in the corner. So white should go down here at c14. If black pushes like this and captures one stone, the group in the corner is still alive. Well, white can block h2 for a lot of ice space, but it's more like a territory. It's about 12 points. Now, nothing happens on the left side. It's all safe. So it's a bit slow to play c4 when the corner is actually alive. Black attacks the top right, then pincer, that's fine. Jump out. Peep. Instead of peep, it feels better to play a Kosumitsuke and keep everything connected. Now when black no-b, white can go kick and then extend for a base in the top. So black's wall, it's completely meaningless. This move still leaves the agi of the invasion at r14. Let's see if it happened later. It should have. Now white normally has to double up. It's very dangerous because so okay, Atari take and connect in Sente. Instead of Hane, black can think of the invasion because of this. Hane, cut, and connect. So when white plays Atari under, white needs this move to connect. And now there is still some agi in the corner, so white needs another move here. This is quite painful, and all this maneuver is Sente for black. And then black should push through and push like this, make some liberties, and try to kill that corner. Black has plenty of liberties here to win the semi with the stones in the top right. This will be a disaster for white. So black Hane, then pushes again, double up. Here it's maybe more interesting for white to play the Kosumi. But after double up, it's still okay. Push, turn. White needs to turn once. Because the problem is, when black cuts at b10, white has to discard the c13 stones or the 2 stones. So normally, white has the option to play c7, or a Kosumi, or a turn. Now this turn will help enough, because if white turns and black blocks, white can come back and protect the right side. Let's say q14, and when black cuts here, white has a hanging connection, black comes out, white blocks, Atari, go out. With Atari, when black escapes, white can catch the 2 stones. So it's absolutely fine. Of course, black will try to cut here, giving bait 1 stone, but white doesn't take the stone anymore and give up the 5 stones. White will resist. Just play a hanging connection and the same thing happens. There is no way out for black. So this turn it's an option to defend, or Kosumi. Because with Kosumi, you're threatening to jump in the middle. If black blocks the center, this exchange is already good, so no more captures on the left side. So it was really important to add another move on the left side. With this jump, the problem at r14 is still there, and black can cut here, yeah. So black captured the 5 stones in Sente, which is huge, and now white has to leave. This move is not really necessary, but it's in fact Sente for black. Black was afraid of a co-fight here, but let's say black starts the action on the right, and white goes for a ko here. It's not such a big deal, and if black wins the ko, white has troubles in the corner too. So black shouldn't really bother about the ko fight immediately. This Hane can wait too. It's just a 2-point center move. Well, for white it's big to defend B2 or B3 to keep the corner safe, but it was just too early for black to play the Hane. I mean, white is not trying to play A5 too soon, so right now black should do something elsewhere. Okay, white comes in the center. Alright, that's good to defend the corner. But this is going to be a trade. And this is actually good for white. Black should protect like this. There is still some agi at r14. So white should always come back here. Then black has to run out. Now this leads to a trade. White pushes through and goes for the 3 stones capture. Actually, white can descend and then connect underneath. But the idea is the same, it's fine. Black cuts, white protects. White can protect like this or like this. Hard to say which is better. The solid connection should be good too. But here white doesn't need n17, because if black pushes n17, the stones are still okay. White can push here. Or let's suppose white doesn't play there. Let's say white plays something like this to go for a large kill. When black pushes here, white always blocks, and when black turns, white will no-b. So this move already serves as a net. Black is pretty much trapped inside. Even if black plays moves like this, it's really difficult to come out. And it's also very difficult to make eyes inside. I mean, this will be just one eye. Yeah, so the group is captured. This will end the game for black. Black should resign. So blocking at n17 is too soft. Because the direction of play for black here is to come out n14, m14 and so on. Therefore, you should find ways to surround coming from the middle. So this was soft, black can make some nice shape and run out. Then it's difficult for white to profit. Now here, white can hane. If black goes hane, white cuts, black plays here, come out, black plays Atari, white can counter Atari, black captures, white pulls back, black goes here, white goes down, attach, hane, go down, block. Black can survive, but it's very painful. White gets super thick in the middle. So, pull back. This is a more comfortable way for black to go out. White should still hane and put more pressure like this and expand the right side even bigger. That's a larger box. So one space jump, hane finally, protect, that's good. This is also good. Pretty large to play this R2 because white could always push and play Q2 in center himself. Yeah, this is good to reduce the center. Come back, that's fine. Yeah, even the cap move, it's a nice idea. Actually, here white can play a one space jump, threatening to enter the bottom. If black comes out, you reduce more. If black plays Nobi, then you cap, and the stones are connected. So black comes in between. Oh, not even. Wait a moment. So here, it's interesting to play a hane, because it's threatening the bottom. Black will go down, and then cut. When black cuts, Atari from behind, and go out here. So now black stones are separated. Black will try some ways to escape something like this, but then white captures a few stones in the middle. So white is taking profit here by chasing the group out to connect on neutral points. So hane. I'm not so sure white managed to profit much from the variation like this, unless some stones die in the middle. But they didn't die yet. Yeah, this is a good catch for white. And this starts to look like another capture. Fine. So at this point, it's actually quite promising for white because the right side is large, the top is captured and it's big. And in the end, well, black managed to trick white capturing 5 stones here early and keep this bottom box. But the right side and the top, this group and the one in the middle, seem bigger, plus the corner and the komi. So white should be okay right now. But somehow, black managed to rescue those top stones. Incredible. Here, white can play Atari and pull back. It's gote, but it keeps the group safe. Or just leave it, don't play anything, go hane under in cente. Then, let's see. Well, you can play Kosumi, because if you don't, or well, Atari and go down, it's an option too. But if you don't do anything, let's say you play, I don't know, one space jump here, black can go this way and block, and the group is still alive. So white played Atari, black Nobi, white went down, black went down, and black shouldn't do anything actually. If black plays away, it's a better deal. Let's say this way. Because if white Atari, black just captures and that's it. So going down here, white blocked. Hane forced in cente, that's good. And here white can block because this is absolute cente. In fact, white can play here, black captures, throw in, capture, Atari, oops, and connect. That's the preparing a snapback. But if white just blocks, it's the same thing. Next, it's a snapback at A2, so black needs to protect. And there's enough eye shape. I mean, if white plays S1 and black tries to kill, white will play F5, F2 and create the 2 eyes. So white doesn't need this move. Just block. The space inside it's much bigger than a bulky 5 or a 6 in a square. Therefore, these are 10 points inside. Usually hard to kill that kind of formation. So we have this kind of follow-up. Okay. Why not Atari and Atari? There is no Seki, nothing happening. So Atari here. This block is not necessary because anyway white it's alive. So I can play here. If black plays near neutral point, Atari. So let's see, push like this. Okay. Oh no. White should obviously connect and then block Atari, Atari and connect again. If this happens, black would just catch some stones for free. So this is where white lost a bunch of points without any compensation. And here, this is okay. No call. Alright. This move is not necessary because white already captured the stones in the center. So let's say white plays here, black has Atari connect, black jumps, white pushes, black blocks, white protects. There is no semi going on in the top. If this cut happens, white can always catch the 4 stones in the center by playing Atari, but it's not necessary yet. So white can play away when black goes here, then Atari when Atari capture. So white covers, then takes away a liberty. Big mistake, because with this push, white is killing his own liberties. So after this move, white should either go down or capture the guys in the center. And then on the Hane, connect when Atari catch, and the top, it's captured. So actually white is still winning now after the big donation in the top right corner. But this was expensive. And here, instead of connecting like this, better catch the 4 stones, because those are, anyway, it's forced for white to capture when black plays on the outside here. But it's better to capture them before black is using the G19 move. And now, yeah, if white connects here, black will catch everything. So black can play a snapback and it's Sente, and he managed to rescue the top as well. Oh, pak, tuck. That move is not necessary. So let's say, but there's not much to do anymore. Let's say black plays here, here and connects. White goes this way, black connects. Nothing happens. If white throws in, black takes. On this move connect, on Atari capture. But yeah, there was nothing anymore. So that was it. And luckily for black, black came back in the last few moves, because saving these stones was more than 10-15 points, and also capturing these guys, it shouldn't happen. So this was supposed to be, but well, white also didn't have to catch this lower left corner, but that's still small compared to the damages that black managed to do. But this was supposed to be white's game all along. It's an upset, but it happens. Enjoy the review.